Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be trying out the free workshop event. So these are just we could say bite-sized demos of some of the not I wouldn't say non-standard events. Basically it gives you a bite-sized demo of everything. So this week's workshop demo is Brawl. They gave us two decks to try out. Next week's is limited, where it's kind of sort of limited. It's limited, but they took out the draft part. They let you play with a bunch of decks that made 7-0, and you get to try them out, see how well they work. Kind of curious how they came up to that. And actually, I probably should check. Is it 7-0 or actually just 7x? Oh, 7x. So if it's Terrace Beyond that, I do have two shots at this, but 2 shots out of like a million, probably kind of hard. And the week after that, we get a shot at we got a demo of standard, except that this standard demo is not quite meta. We'll see how it goes, but let's deal with the here and now. So let's check out the event decks. So again, these are Brawl decks, though the way they present is a little bit interesting because I can't see the commander. So I have no idea. Yeah, the formatting could use a little work. I would like to see who my commander is. So for those who don't know, Sir Conrad, what he does is he basically triggers off creature cards hitting the graveyard. Then the full text is, whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves the battlefield, Sir Conrad deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then he has an activated ability of 3 in a black that allows you to 1 in a black that allows that mills the top card of each player's library, and you kind of want to hit yours. So given that mindset, we see a lot of cards that that deal with killing creatures or getting creatures back, or otherwise it's a mixed bag with some devotion abilities. We got the Cauldron familiar, but we don't have the Oven, which is strange. I would have expected the Oven to be there. Now we also have the Royal Science deck, and for those who are not familiar with the Royal Science, again, they could have improved this interface a little bit. Royal Science is a tree to cast Planeswalker, 1 blue-red. Has some 3 abilities, 2 +1s and a -8. The first +1 is draw a card and discard a card. Second +1 is target creature gets +2/+0 and first strike and trample until end of turn. And the -8 is draw 4 cards. When you do, Royal Science deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in hand. But otherwise, from the looks of it, it looks very aggressive. So we probably will be using quite a bit of the +2/+0. Also getting some help with our interaction, like Fairy Vandal and Improbable Alliance. Then otherwise we try to hit the top end with all our Planeswalkers up here. So this looks very interesting. I'm gonna go with Sir Conrad first. Because he looks like the more straightforward deck. Yeah, submit deck. We'll probably do about 2 games with each deck. Again, I feel like this is a very fast event, so we'll just do about 2 games with each deck. Then we'll call it a day. I do hear that a lot of people are saying that the 2 decks are kind of mismatched. Everything is heavily favoring the Royal Science. So I guess it's a good reason for us to play. Okay, opponent needs an Is It Guild Mage. I could just run the Foulmire Knight now. Yeah, I'm gonna run the Foulmire Knight now, because if our opponent deals with this other than with Scorching Dragonfire, we can just loop it with Order of Midnight. Only goes for the Arcane Signet. Doesn't have the shock. We have Gutter Bones, but I kind of want to play that. No, I want to play that early. I kind of wish I had this turn 1 instead of the Marinite, but here we go. First Blood. Then now we have to deal with Royal Scions. I do feel like... Now, it's a question of do we try to race this one or do we just let our opponent hit the -8? Because right now there is no pressure. I can just play Herald. Looks like our opponent's actually stuck too, so let's do the math. If I play Heraldic Banner, let's just do that. Play the Heraldic Banner. Definitely naming black. We're going to kind of snipe the Royal Scions.
You have the heart of a coward.
And then if our opponent tries to get frisky, we could just go for the... We'll definitely go for Ayara. We really could use another land. We might need to eat to extinction. Opponent's ditching some of their more expensive cards. I have a tree drop. Tybalt. Makes a red devil. We have options here. Basically, if we go for this one, we can take out the Royal Scions. Our opponent will then block kill. Which is not too bad. Actually, let's do them. We can also try to snipe Tybalt right now. We'll make our opponent choose. Because what we can do is, okay, he's gonna let the Royal Science go. Sure, we'll let him die. Then, okay, cost us 2 mana to just tap to bring him back. So I'm gonna do is use Alter Fate, get back our Foul Marinite. Then we can't activate this ability actually, but we're gonna actually just play the Reg Foul Order of Midnight at this point. So 3-2, we definitely can snipe this. Opponent needs to play 1 more mana. There you go. Is he gonna replay Science again? We can actually kind of ignore. We do have some amount of life gain with Ayara, so this is annoying. Opponent's deciding. Now we have to be careful. Our opponent has a slew of Cavaliers. At least we have removal for one of them. I guess it's a case of if we let our opponent hit their mana curve, it's really painful for us. Opponent could just try to kill Order Midnight. I would actually be fine with that. Cavalier of Night. We won't get the first trigger, but yeah, we really have to take this out. Oh, opponent passes. Interesting. Interesting. Actually, we're gonna go for the long game. We're gonna take out the Tybalt now. Opponent probably does have a response. Brazen Borrower, bouncing the Heraldic Banner. So okay, that was very unfortunate. No point. Opponent then goes for the flashlight, so he's gonna do the quick block and like that. Sure, that's fine. So, but we're stuck on mana again. Opponent now hits their 6. Yeah, I should have manually tapped the Heraldic Banner for that. Opponent goes 7 dwarves into 7 dwarves into 7 dwarves. Now, unfortunately, not enough to take this one out. But for the time being, So for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to at least take this down to a manageable tree. Air quotes. Opponents emptied their hand out, but they're not. But we're the ones who are in bigger trouble. Opponent goes for the Chandra's Fire Artisan. Exiles a Lava Coil, which is horrible. We're gonna take 13 damage. Yeah. Now, let's see what we have here. We got 5 mana. Sir Conrad makes a 5-4, but it just trades off with this. Cavalier of Night gives us a 4-5, but we won't be gaining life out of it. Yarok does nothing. Cauldron's Gift allows us to buy back a creature, but that's horrible. I'm probably gonna do the worst. I'm probably just gonna cast this, take this one out. I definitely need the mana, so that one stays on top. Yeah, getting an extra game would be nice. Now let's see what our opponent's last card is. Actually, last 2 cards.
No problem. Fire cancel.
Barge in 3, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that's enough. Good game. Yeah, we got stuck quite a bit. Our opponent smartly waited to drop all 3 of them. So, well, that one did not turn out so well. As I said, everyone's saying that that it's skewed heavily against the Sir Conrad deck, but let's keep going. Right? Let's give it another shot. Maybe there is still some hope. We did clearly make some mistakes were made with that deck. So, not exactly a keeper. We have barely any early action. I'm gonna take the free mulligan. And yeah, this is much better. We're gonna keep this. So we got we're gonna just burn the witch's cottage. Opponent goes turn 1 Shadow Spear. Not like the lifelink is gonna be a problem. Now, depending on our opponent. Okay, opponent plays nothing. We'll go ahead with the Lazatep Reaver. Turn 3 Witch's Vengeance. I know our opponent's probably gonna just play 1 dwarf at most. We might use a single piece removal, which is not bad. It's not a bad idea per se. It's just, but it's not inspiring. Opponent plays Royal Science. Yeah, we had a much better start. This one's gonna be harder. Yeah, also I have to say there's not putting the oven here is a bad. Okay, opponent. We do get the Woe Strider. Now, does this give trample? It has trample, so that's also a problem. But that said, we're probably gonna sack this one to give ourselves a 1-shot scry. When discarding 7 dwarves is interesting. Probably because they have something much better, or they're just gonna keep discarding this, I guess. That said, we can. Yeah, 5. Yeah, we definitely can take this out. But our opponent's digging for removal. Probably gonna going for the. We'll sack the goat. So what are we looking for? Another land. Not a bad idea. We'll keep the land on top. Opponent's missing lands though. I am tempted to just play the Dread Presence now, but I'm probably gonna just wait one turn for it.
Foolish coward.
In fact, I might as well just run I might even run Sir Conrad first. Opponent's gonna go for the burn, which is perfectly fine. Actually, no, not going for... Raise and Borrower, that's okay. Do note our opponent can... Goes Robber of the Rich. We'll lose a card off the top. We lose Cauldron Familiar. Okay, maybe there's a reason why I'm happy there's no oven. So we're probably gonna snipe the robber at this point. One's just ditching older dwarves. Cauldron Familiar, sure. So Dread Presence. I'm doing this just to ensure that I don't lose any more cards. And we're gonna keep the Royal Science down to a manageable level. Next turn we're gonna go... that's fine too, actually. It puts it in our graveyard. We don't have the food mechanism to bring it back. We only have 2 great... So we need... we need 3 more cards in our graveyard. Not exactly great for Grey Merchant. You definitely will... Lacking anything else, we will play Sir Comrade. Opponents... Okay, Whirlwind Denial seems like the one card everyone ditches. I would not be surprised if our opponent plays Bone Crusher. We could name Giant with we could just name Giant with Witch's Vengeance, so it's not too bad. Opponent's going for Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, that was kind of expected. So we got the 6 mana. I'm trying to remember. If, I know there's a Quench. I'm going to play Sir Conrad first. Yes, there was a Quench. Then goes to the command zone. Technically, I could actually put in the graveyard as a way to help fuel up the Woe Strider. Opponent's now down to, well, 4 virtual cards. We also hit 6 mana, so if our opponent unloads on creatures, we can Liliana force sack, draw a card.
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
Opponent discards Electro Dominance. Plays Chandra Fire Artisan. Okay, gonna draw cards that way. Gets...
Bad for you.
Can't cast that. So Chandra not so great here. So... Yeah, I don't like the Underworld Charger setup. I could just play Grey Merchant now. No. Considering our opponent barely has any cards left, I'm gonna just play Liliana. Start flooding the board. Let's force our opponent to put... Okay, definitely not hitting Chandra. So, but it's gonna take a while.
I love a good fight.
Yeah, we have to remember if we hit her, Liliana will take some hits. Opponent's going for the draw discard.
A quest of mystery.
Discards the barge in. He's probably gonna be forced to play Tybalt, make a -1. That one's perfectly fine. We could just swing with both. Chandra draws a land. Might as well. Probably waiting on this one. So, and we don't have any good removal for it. Gutter Bones is not bad. We won't gain life, but we can drain our opponent. fact, I'm just gonna play the Underworld Charger. Let's get us some beef. And we can hit for 3. I'm gonna snipe this one. We'll probably lose Gutter Bones, which is fine. Oh, we'll probably take the hit there. That's also fine too. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna snipe Tybalt out first. Okay, we lose the Gutter Bones. We draw a card, so thank you, opponent. Drag into the Underworld will take out 1 creature. We need to start hitting this Liliana unless we can draw E to Extinction. Three, 4. We do have enough damage to just push through with this. So he's probably gonna pump. Okay, let's see what the exiles top. Okay, land. Good.
It's you burning.
That's what this is the question. Our opponent might also just pump this, actually. Just pump and hope for a burn spell. That's also a possibility. The opponent's thinking hard here. They're really down on yeah, they're going for the first strike trample.
Galvanizes any plan.
Might even go for the extra pump and lifelink too. So there we go. Going for Liliana. And might as well just play the Bone Crusher at this point. Yeah, plays Bone Crusher. Play 7 dwarves. Let's make another zombie because we can. We will snipe the Brazen Borrower.
Good health is easy to find in war.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. We will lose Liliana, but we're trying to take everyone out here. Name Giant. I could also name no, we're naming Giant here. Then we swing with our entire team. Okay, Chandra is about to draw 7, so I'm gonna go for her. Opponent can choose to block one of my guys. At least it'll draw me a card. Also, we got enough cards so we can actually buy back Woe Strider. I want to buy back Sir Conrad first though, considering we now know our opponent's got close to... He draws us a card. We lose Chandra. No, we lose Liliana. But she did everything that she could. Now we need to remember to start hitting our opponent.
No problem. Fire can't solve.
You know, it's a Torbrand. Torbrand's a 4/4. Plays Torbrand. We're still gonna go after Chandra. In fact, what we can do also is first strike trample, but no haste. Probably actually likes the card in his hand. Now I'm actually gonna swing 2 zombies on Chandra. Swing the Underworld. I'm gonna swing the Underworld Charger because it does get me a damage trigger. It only hits opponents though, but that's okay. That might be a burn. Oh, it's an unsummon. Okay, so he saves them. So he saves the Chandra.
Cover my back, Rowan!
King. Then we'll play Thirsting Shade. So opponents, yeah. Okay.
Let us plan for the trials ahead.
Opponents down to 2 cards, virtually.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you
Okay.
burning.
Probably should. He could equip the Torbrand. This to Torbrand. I would like him to actually swing. He actually has an island. Because at this point, I'm gonna swing with Sir Conrad and everybody. Yeah, that's good. So I can also just Grey Merchant first. Let's take our life swing. I can also Woe Strider first. Many options. I'm gonna go with the Woe Strider first. So what are the cards we won't get back? Witches, Drag, Mars Grasp. Sad to say, I don't think we'll get back Liliana. You won't get back Cauldron Familiar. Oh, it's just 4. Okay. Or creature card. Then we can actually pay to get this one back, so I will do so. Yeah, let's start churning. Play this. And we can get a few extra triggers. So basically, commit Sir Conrad here. I'm gonna commit the Underworld Charger, the Lazatep Reaver, and the Thirsting Shade here. So let's look. Okay, let's see how our opponent chooses to block. He knows that whatever he blocks, I just end up. I'll just sack. If he blocks Sir Conrad, okay, he blocks Underworld Charger, so I'm definitely sacking that. Yeah, let's make sure we sack the correct thing. And get another free trigger. We're probably not going to be able to escape Underworld Charger at this rate. Let's see. Blight Breath, Catablipas. Definitely keeping that on top. I might. It's gonna.
Hey, watch it.
So take out Royal Scions. Chandra's down to 1, so he's drawing. He's got 2 cards, 1 virtual. I want to keep Woe Strider alive for as long as possible because I can just. Well, no, this has Trample, so I'm still gonna. It's still gonna be a 5-point life swing anyway. Nope, you can't target any of those. You can only target. No, I have to remember this is first strike and trample. So if our opponent goes for the scry, he could just dunk this, make this into a 5/5. Well, virtually 7/5. In which case, I will have to go Grey Merch. I know I'm gonna get Blight Breath, so I can at least snipe it next turn. Knock on wood. Opponent not quite liking what he's seeing, or is really tanking at this point. Okay, there you go. Gets 1. Can probably virtually draws another card. Yeah, well,
Sit back and watch
it's a
it
mountain,
burn.
so opponent's flooding on lands right now. Could be a burn spell. That could be a Cavalier Flame. Okay, not quite a burn spell. Still annoying. I might have to actually. Let's see. He's got 3 lands here, so that's 3 dam. Each opponent, each planeswalker, so that's 3 damage. Doesn't get to discard. So I might actually have to let Torbrand. No, because this is source of damage. This is another 5. I still have to take out Torbrand first. That's the smart play. And I can still just swing with these 2. Opponent can. How many? Yeah, modify. He can cast the Royal Science. Just get out of the way. He could hold up for Scry, but creatures control gain hit. Well, he can. Well, he can't play Royal Science anymore. So if I. So this is 9 damage. Because I know I will take out the other one. Pass the blockers. This does not have trample. Block the damage. Sack. Get ourselves 1 trigger. Doesn't matter. I know I definitely want to keep that card. Done. And pass the damage. Opponent can just get 2 triggers. Our opponent can just choose to re-equip this one. And he probably will do so, but we will clear the quick equip. So Catablipas, and that's yes. And I will take some damage equal to Lance, so that's fine. Resolve. Oh, both of us take damage. Okay, so I definitely will. So let's see. I can just buy back Wolf Strike. Oh well, opponent concedes, so that saves us trouble. Yeah, we can actually win with the Sir Conrad deck. As I didn't expect this one to take that long, but it looks like we are going to have to. Yeah, we this one showed its points. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll move on to the next deck shortly. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. We're now going to be trying out the Royal Science deck. I'm still trying to figure out how this one particularly works, but we'll see how it goes. Again, we're gonna give this we'll give this deck about 1 maybe 2 tries depending on how fast the game goes. I'm surprised we managed to slug that last one out. I guess it also helps that our opponent drew way too many lands. But having to slog through all those planeswalkers, I guess that's one point of contention I have with the Brawl format. Essentially, if your opponent's deck has way too many planeswalkers, and most of them have the means to protect themselves or deal with your threats, it's pretty much a losing battle at that point. We really could use more ways. Also, I really could use an opponent actually playing the Sir Conrad deck. Looks like everyone's playing Royal Science, though I can understand why. I guess it probably would help if there were more deck choices. Yes, it's Brawl and whatnot, but because if the 2 choices are binary and one is clearly better than the other, you can guess which one everyone's gonna choose. We're gonna go with the we're gonna go with the Arcane Signet quick ramp. I could just run the 7 dwarves out early, but we do have the Chandra's Triumph to answer bonus dwarves. This only affects attacking creatures, so that's an issue. So I will play our dwarves first. If our opponent plays one of their dwarves, actually I'm hoping our opponent plays Royal Science, does the +1 buff. We snipe the dwarf with Chandra's Triumph. Arcane Signet, okay. Are they gonna go with their own dwarves? Pass. I'm gonna go for the block. See if our opponent has no response. Okay, what is our opponent's other drop? Another 7 dwarves, or probably their own burn spell. Or yeah, it's their own 7 dwarves. Okay, so that in mind, we got 5 mana up. I'm gonna do a bit of a fake out here.
Our bond was forged in battle.
And many training sessions.
Okay, opponent saw that coming from a mile away. I could just pump it. Nah. We'll save it. And just do the draw, then discard. We will discard an island. So next turn we're gonna go for... Let's see what opponent's got. Torbrand, that's 4 damage. Okay, not too bad. Royal Science still survives. Definitely not barging that one in.
I love a good fight.
Okay, and you got the Brazen Borrower support now. So, gonna hold the 7 dwarves back. We could just play... Just gonna do the draw then discard card first. See. Got an unsummon. Yeah, we'll ditch the barge in. You can see it coming from a mile away. Then we do the Chandra play.
I'm the best fire starter there is.
Okay, got ourselves a Temple of Epiphany that we can't play because we just played the land. And we'll just end the turn here. Opponent has their own unsummon, sure. So our opponent will swing with both Torbrand and 7 dwarves. What we can do is... Well, our opponent can also just cast Royal Science. We could just probably let our Science die. He could also go for Chandra. That's... Could be annoying, but we do have an out for it. Okay. Opponent's not to 2 cards. Also note our opponent could have a slew of counter spells at this point. That's a 4. So dumping everything there. I'm just gonna go with the I'm just gonna go with the unsummon. Reasoning is that if they do happen to have that counter spell, nope, they don't. So Chandra will survive. So yeah, let's ping our opponent. Opponent probably will just replay Torbrand. Oh, does he have a burn spell? He could have his own Chandra's Triumph. That would be it. Yeah, that would be a thing. That's possible. Chandra Awakened Inferno. Opponent could snipe one of our Planeswalkers. No, it's going for the emblem. Okay, let that resolve. So I'm gonna definitely draw and discard. We need something better than that. That's not good. Okay, let's... Probably should not have discarded that island in hindsight. Got our own Chandra. Let's play the land. Let's play Chandra.
Not to brag, but I'm totally the best.
We can put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker we control. That's something. We can also just make tokens snipe that. No, you know what? Let's make their life miserable. Let's just start pumping everyone. So our opponent still has Torbrand. Actually could play Torbrand, then could just take this down to have the wipe deal 5 damage, though it will also wipe their dwarf. Let's see what he does. Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, so that one will slip. I also could have responded before they activated their ability. So actually that just deals 4 damage, so I'm gonna bounce their Chandra. Then I'm just gonna keep ticking this one up. Okay, so yeah, we're losing life slowly. Tectonic Giant, attacks or becomes the target of a spell, that's actually quite, well, not quite. Okay. Let's +1 first. Let's see what we got. Bone Crusher. It's actually good. Then definitely just some buffing loyalty. I can play Tectonic Giant now, but I can also just play Bone Crusher Giant. Let's keep this in hand. Then we're not gonna do the draw and discard. Oh, opponent could just replay. Oh, they're playing the Royal Science instead of Chandra, going for the first strike and trample. So that's 4. That's 6 damage. Now he has to choose which Planeswalker to snipe. Okay, sniping Chandra, so I can't do anything about that, so no blocks. Opponent has... So he got Scorching Dragonfire as an option, but... I can also just choose to exile the top 7 cards, but... Let's just keep drawing 1 card at a time first. Robber of the Rich. Okay, they have 2, we have 2. Opponent, okay, let's just make it less annoying. And we can actually just play the Tech Giant. Then we'll do the first strike trample. This does not have haste, so no point giving that one. So I'm actually going to just make sure I don't have to deal with the Science again. Take Cavalier of Gale, so that's very good. We might not be able to cast it, but at least we can ensure our opponent doesn't either. So opponent probably could just play Chandra, could wipe these 2 at least so that they don't have to worry about the Cavalier of Gales again. I can also just I'm probably just gonna nuke her -8 if our opponent can't deal with it. Opponent could just cast Royal Science for the first strike and trample, in which case, yeah, that's what he's gonna do. First strike, trample. So 2, 4, 6. Might take out Royal Science first because oh, going for Chandra. No blocks. And the interesting thing is I can just deal the damage there. So a little bit. So our opponent could just play a 3 mana. Okay. So yeah, we're still bleeding here. Exile top card. Cavalier. Opponent concedes right there. We basically just overloaded our opponent. So there we go. That's how the Royal Science decks work. It's basically Planeswalkers. I'm probably just gonna call it right there because all our matchups have been against that deck. What can I say? I do say that they made a good Royal Science deck. I would also say that they might have dropped the ball on this one. They probably should have. If not about balancing 50-50, they could also balance by just even adding a 3rd deck. At least it creates a so at least it's not diametrically balanced against each other in that sense. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And we'll still see if we can figure out how we can get a decent Brawl event. I've been checking Arena Brawl, but the number of players that are on at the same time, it's just getting less and less. I guess my time zone is to blame. Anyway, we'll figure out what we do next. That's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Have a great week, everyone.